I can't think of a more surreal cinema experience than going in to watch a movie and see yourself played by Robert Redford.
Well, particularly in my case, when I first saw the movie, I was sitting next to Robert Redford at the
that's
Sundance. He was on my right side, my wife was on my left, and I sat there thinking, this is just, my brain can't really handle this. But as it happened, on the day that we went to the premiere, we spent a day with him. My wife and I spent a day with him at Sundance, his resort. And it was, I was constantly sort of pinching myself because here I am on a ski lift with Robert Redford, and we're talking about, his great old movies and things. So he is absolutely the most charming man you could ever imagine, and really, really smart. And part of the reason I was so happy that he bought the rights and that he was the one who was developing the movie was, I had this total sincere confidence from the outset that he would make an intelligent movie.
I now understand that he is 78 and he looks every bit of 70-something. But when you did this walk, actually, by my calculations, you were 44.
That's exactly right. Yeah. We were, our problem when we hiked the trail was not age, it was just a total lack of fitness and sort of mental preparedness. We were completely out of our depths. And that was one of the adjustments they had to make in order to make it work for Robert Redford and Nick Nolte, both of whom are in their 70s.
Nolte plays the mate, and Nick Nolte actually steals the film. Nick Nolte is extraordinary. In fact, I didn't know it was Nick Nolte until I saw the credits at the end.
Oh, really?
I just thought, where do they get this old geezer who is just so disgraceful in the way he talks, who can hardly take a step, and here he is trying to climb up a mountainside, and everything is like this. I'll be fine. Oh, you go. I'll catch up. No.
You okay? Never better.
The movie, I think, comes to life in a really great way when he enters the movie, when he joins the movie. And the one thing I thought they did spectacularly well in the film was get that chemistry between these two guys. In real life and in the movie, we really were the odd couple. There were two people who had nothing in common and all kinds of reasons for squabbling and not getting along. And in both the movie and in the real experience, we developed this bond, this friendship, which was unexpected and really quite extraordinary.
So there are really two Americas in this story. There's the America that's embodied in the myth of the wilderness, and then there's the America that keeps reasserting itself, the America you stumble into on the trail. Suddenly you're back in the world of shopping malls and motels and so on. They seem to embody two quite different mythologies about what it means to be American.
Yeah, and it is a genuinely surreal experience. You go out onto the trail. The whole thing about the trail is, it's exercise and deprivation. You are without all of the comforts that you normally have and all the things that you routinely take for granted. And then you step back from time to time. What happens is the trail crosses a highway every few days, and on those occasions, every 5 or 6 days, you need to walk into or hitchhike into a town and resupply, buy more groceries, more food, and so on. And on those occasions, you go back and you are suddenly thrust into this very lively, very convenient, very appealing, but also just really quite ugly modern world.
Yeah. Wilderness is an important idea for Americans because I think I'm right, Bill, in saying that when an American hears the word wilderness, they hear the word wild. But I think in Australia, traditionally, wilderness meant a sort of blasted, empty place, whereas in America, wilderness tends to evoke the notion of mighty torrents and huge mountains.
Exactly, yes, and untouched, which is what the Appalachian Trail is. The landscape around it, and it is the most extraordinary thing because it's two different places. One is the place you see as backdrop when you're just speeding along on an interstate highway. You see the Appalachian Mountains, and they're there 2, 3, 5 miles away. But you get on them, and you are suddenly in this landscape that is genuinely unchanged from the days when Daniel Boone or Davy Crockett were out there.
RN is also a great read. Find feature articles online at our homepage.